We spoke last year. Does that sound okay, by the way? Okay, great. We spoke last year, so I tried to pull some new stuff. So anybody that was here in September or October, you'll see something different. What I'm actually going to spend some time on is up front, what are we doing, and some real data from those programs. And talk about the company, of course, just to give you the context. The second half is actual research that we've done with consumers about mobile offers. We have the longest running database of consumer research on mobile offers. This is our third year of doing it. So we have some pretty interesting data from there. I just pulled, I think, 5 or 6 slides from that, which I thought was relevant to the topic of mobile wallets, which is who are the most likely people to be using these wallets, and what are they looking for, and what are the characteristics of that. So I thought that might be interesting. So this is called the Alert Shopper series, and this is the third one over 3 years, as I mentioned. So just a quick summary of the company. So we provide a location-based offer management solution that delivers offers across multiple channels, but primarily to mobile devices. That can be done without an app, leveraging location from carrier networks, meaning that nothing ever has to be downloaded, nothing has to be opened. There's been a lot of discussion today about the app paradigm. We're certainly involved in that. The challenge with that is that retailers can't get people, first it's expensive to get them to download it, then it's hard to get them to re-engage because very few retailers, Starbucks is the total end of the spectrum, which is repeat usage, low purchase consideration, high loyalty. It's the perfect storm for mobile payments from a retailer. You now have the Targets and Best Buys talking about they want to potentially try to copy that paradigm. But what we've actually done is here in the States with AT&T, across multiple operators with bricks and mortar merchants, is deliver programs with SMS, not sexy, but very effective, that can be delivered to any phone, and that are based on location, which is highly relevant for the user. They understand why they're getting that. You can even tie that to a MagStripe credit card so that you can have closed-loop redemption at the point of sale without any need for NFC. We're not very bullish on NFC, which I'll talk about in a moment. So as far as the company, these are some of our customers here. There are really 3 different flavors of programs. One is for bricks and mortar merchants, broadly speaking. This is at the national level, which is the Sonics, the North Faces, Williams-Sonoma. In that case, you opt into a program from a brand. You receive offers. It's much more of a CRM program for those brands to drive repeat store visits and increased average order value when you come to the store. Second line there, those are mobile operator branded programs. O2 is our largest program in the UK. That's 6 million subscribers they've announced publicly. Also live in Ireland with them. AT&T here in the States last year ran a pilot. And then we're also live in Brazil. We're in the process of launching our first program in Asia. The attractive thing about these programs versus an individual brand program is you can have 20 million subscribers opted into a program, and it functions as a loyalty program for those mobile operators, and merchants get a very effective way to reach new customers. It's really an acquisition tool for the merchant. So we've been around a while, 6 years, built a proprietary technology platform that's all about solving problems of doing this at scale. You can cobble these things together and do something with tens of thousands of people, with 10,000 offers. We can do this with millions of users, millions of offers, millions of locations for that matter. So it becomes a scale problem, and that's why we work with the big players like the issuers and the mobile operators. Shop Alerts we're going to talk about. That is today the leading opt-in location-based mobile marketing solution. In these function, as I mentioned, as loyalty and CRM programs for the opted-in users and for these brands and operators. We have over 6 million active users, as I mentioned, in the largest program, and some of those programs are AT&T and Telefonica. So I want to state my biases right up front so that you know where I'm coming from. I do not hide them. So from our perspective, it's interesting. We got pulled into payments. We don't come from payments. We come from marketing. We come from advertising. And we've been pulled into it because from the marketer's perspective, they see this as kind of the last mile for promotions, which is interesting, which is a very different way than people from the payments world look at it, which is, I've got a payments business. Absolutely. However, how much value can you really add to the payments process? Nobody's saying, my credit card just doesn't work, not effective. It's very effective. It's very economical. That's a whole other question. but that's due to the structure in the industry. It's going to be very difficult to make money on top of that. From our perspective, the adoption and usage on both sides, with consumers as well as with merchants, is going to come from value-added services, and we believe that is in the form of offers for consumers. That's both loyalty offers as well as acquisition offers. And from the perspective of the merchants, it's leads. It's leads or driving repeat visits. It's really interesting also to see this show versus last year's show. Last year's show was payments, 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 and everybody's talking about loyalty, CRM, advertising. I love it. There's a lot, people are getting, I think, converging on what the view of this is going to, how this is going to turn out, and that's going to be at the forefront. Is this will only work if there's value for those merchants and there's value for those consumers. And it's not just because I wave my phone. So carriers are obviously big customers of ours. However, the probability of them being able to control this, if you look at the cloud-based initiatives from PayPal and others, this is different. If they're successful in enforcing the standard of SIM-based authentication for NFC, there's a possibility. Certainly in other countries, there's a possibility. But here in the States, one thing is big enough to prevent that from actually happening, and that's if Apple doesn't adopt NFC, NFC doesn't happen in the States. And that's our bias. So we're not very bullish on NFC's prospects in the States. It's just simply going to take too long. Now, when we talk about, a lot of people talk about ads. This is actually not ads. This is direct marketing. And once again, a lot of people talking about different aspects of this. But how we define that is, offers that are actionable in the real world, and that's what mobile is really well suited to do, which is there are other places to get more reach or more engagement from a marketer's perspective. I can get great reach and engagement on television. I can get great measurable returns with